Yo, what's good, Seahawks Nation? And honestly, I don't even know how to open this one. We just won the Super Bowl. The confetti is barely swept off the floor. The champagne bottles are still in the recycling bin. And already, we're watching pieces of that championship roster pack their bags and head for the exit. Kenny Walker? Gone. Boy Maff? Gone. Kobe Bryant? Gone. 3 guys we drafted in 2022. 3 guys who were literally on that field when we hoisted the Lombardi. All gone. On the same day. Let that marinate for a second, because that hits different, man. That really truly hits different. And then, as if the universe decided we hadn't taken enough gut punches, Logan Ryan, 2-time Super Bowl champion, strolls onto CBS Sports and basically looks the camera dead in the eye and says, "Good luck repeating, Seattle." He even threw in a little extra spice. "Stars leave your building that maybe you should have paid." Ouch. I mean, yeah, that one stung. I'm not going to pretend it didn't. But here's the thing, and this is exactly why I had to sit down and make this video today. This moment isn't just about the losses. It never is. It's about what comes next. Because Schneider still has cap space, we locked down Rashid Shaheed and Josh Job, and there are some hungry young guys on this roster who are about to get the spotlight shining on them whether they're ready or not. Derek Hall looked nasty at the Super Bowl. Tayo has been building all season. Somebody's got to step up and fill those shoes, and honestly, I think somebody will. So today, we're breaking all of it down. The departures, Logan Ryan's public call-out, and who realistically picks up the slack. Because this team is standing at a crossroads right now, and how they handle the next few weeks is going to tell us everything about whether a repeat is a real possibility, or just a nice bedtime story we're telling ourselves. Stay with me, this one matters. Breaking down the departures. Not all losses are created equal. Alright, let's get into it, because this free agency situation is genuinely a lot to process. I've seen fans on both ends of the spectrum. Some are ready to burn their jerseys. Others are acting like nothing happened. The truth, as usual, lives somewhere in the middle. So here's the scoreboard. Boy Maff, Kenneth Walker III, and Kobe Bryant, all drafted in the same 2022 class, all key contributors on a Super Bowl winning squad, are collectively walking out the door for nearly $150 million in total compensation going to other teams. That's not a footnote. That's a full chapter in the story of this roster being rewritten in real time. But before we go full doom mode, let's actually think through each of these departures one by one, because they are not the same problem. Boy Maff, the one that hurts the least. Look, I'll be honest, Maff's departure stings, but it's the most survivable of the 3. Not because he wasn't a solid player, he absolutely was. 4 years, showed up when called upon, did his job. But Schneider and Mike McDonald never built this defense around a single player. They built a rotation, and that rotation still loaded. Think about it. DeMarcus Lawrence came over from Dallas last offseason and immediately became the anchor of the edge rush. Uchenna Nwosu bounced back last year with 7 sacks and 23 total pressures after 2 brutal injury seasons. That kind of resilience doesn't come cheap. And then there's Derek Hall, the guy I'm genuinely excited about. If you watched the Super Bowl, you saw him cooking Will Campbell on the edge like it was a Tuesday practice session. If Hall takes the next step, tightens up his run defense, gets better in coverage, he could honestly be our best pass rusher, full stop. And behind those guys, Jared Ivey and Connor O'Toole, 2 undrafted players who made a very competitive NFL roster. That doesn't happen by accident, folks. The cupboard is not bare, not even close. Kobe Bryant, the one fans will feel later. This one's a slow burn. Bryant was the kind of player you don't fully appreciate until he's no longer there making plays on Sunday. 15 starts, 4 interceptions, reliable in run support. That's the definition of a glue guy. Not flashy, not on the highlight reels, but absolutely essential to how this defense functioned. That said, I think McDonald has real options here. Tio Keita played genuine NFL snaps last year and proved he belongs at this level. Coming out of Montana State and holding his own against grown men is no small feat. Nick Evan Warreri might be the most versatile defensive back on this entire roster. The man can do anything McDonald asks him to do. And if they need someone who plays closer to the line of scrimmage, Max Anchuk on the practice squad might finally get the opportunity he's been waiting for. The Bryant situation is manageable, not ideal. You never want to lose a starter coming off a championship, but manageable. Kenneth Walker III, okay, this one worries me. And now we get to the one that actually keeps me up at night. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, because that wouldn't be honest and you all deserve better than that. Kenneth Walker was special, not just good special. That combination of speed, power, vision, and explosiveness, that's rare in this league, like genuinely rare. You don't just scroll through the waiver wire and find another one of those. And the Super Bowl performance, 135 yards, 27 carries, completely controlled the game against New England. That was him. That was Kenny Walker being exactly who we always believed he could be. And now, he's taking all of that to Kansas City, to the Chiefs. Let that sink in for a long, uncomfortable moment. So who's left in the backfield? Zach Charbonnet, assuming he's fully recovered from his ACL tear, and there's no guarantee on that timeline. He's a physical runner, I like him, but he's not Kenny Walker in terms of big play potential. Kenny McIntosh is also coming off an ACL, so right there, your top two options are both in recovery mode. That's not great. Beyond those two, you've got George Halani, Viz Jones Jr., guys with upside but nowhere near proven at this level. This is the position where Schneider absolutely has to go outside the building. Has to. New offensive coordinator Brian Fleury is going to need someone who can stretch the field in the run game, make a defender miss in open space, and break a big one when the defense least expects it. That explosive, game-changing element that Walker gave us week after week, we simply don't have that right now. And that's not pessimism, that's just the honest reality of where this roster stands today. Logan Ryan's warning, and why you should hear it. Now here's the thing about outside criticism. You can brush off a lot of it. Random Twitter takes, local radio hot takes, whatever. Most of it is noise. But when a two-time Super Bowl champion gets on national television and sends a direct message to your franchise, you stop and listen, at least for a minute. Logan Ryan, now an analyst at CBS Sports, went on the air and didn't just throw out a hot take for clicks. The man spoke from experience. He won 2 championships with New England. He's watched firsthand what happens when a championship team starts letting key pieces walk out the door without proper replacement plans. And his warning was pointed. He basically said that sometimes front offices get a little too confident in their own system, thinking they can just draft somebody new, that they don't need to keep paying certain players. And then he dropped the line that stuck with me. Stars leave your building that maybe you should have paid. I sat with that one for a minute, I'm not gonna lie, because here's the uncomfortable part. He's not entirely wrong. Walker, Maff, and Bryant were all drafted, developed, and coached up right here in Seattle. This organization poured time, energy, and resources into making them the players they became. And now all 3 are walking out the door on the same day to go make other teams better. Walker is 25 years old. 25, fresh off a Super Bowl MVP performance. Maff is 27. Bryant just turned 27. These aren't aging veterans riding out the final miles of their careers. These are players in the absolute prime of their professional lives, now suiting up for the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bears. 3 conference contenders just got measurably stronger because we either couldn't or chose not to retain our own guys. And on top of all that, Clint Kubiak left to become the head coach in Las Vegas. So it's not just players, it's coaching continuity being disrupted too. Now to be fair, because I refuse to just pile on without acknowledging the full picture, the salary cap is real. You cannot keep everyone in the NFL, no matter how much you want to. The fact that Seattle drafted 3 players in the same class who all developed well enough to command open market money, that's actually a credit to the scouting and player development this organization does. And Schneider isn't just sitting on his hands. He locked up Rashid Shahad for 3 years and $51 million, kept Josh Job on a 3-year, $24 million deal. Moves were made. But Logan Ryan's warning still lands, especially at the running back position, because you can make a case for the defense having answers at 2 of the 3 spots it just lost. The running back room, there's nobody on this current roster who does what Kenny Walker did. Nobody. The bottom line, decisive, not destructive. When you put both of these stories together, the picture gets really clear really fast about where this team actually stands. On one side, the defense still has elite talent, young players ready to step into bigger roles, and a head coach in Mike McDonald who knows exactly how to deploy them. Derek Hall, Tayo Kata, Nick Evan Wareri, these guys are ready for their moment. That's a legitimate reason for optimism. On the other side, the running back situation is a real, unresolved problem. A key offensive coordinator is gone, and the entire country just watched a 2-time champion go on national TV and publicly question whether Seattle can do it again. So how do I read this moment? Is it more positive, more concerning, or more decisive? Decisive. Absolutely decisive. This is one of those off-seasons where what you do matters infinitely more than what you say. Schneider has cap space. He has a draft coming. He has years of organizational credibility built on smart roster decisions. But the margin for error just got noticeably smaller, and the window to answer Logan Ryan and every other doubter sharpening their pencils right now is open. Right now. I believe in this team. I believe in this city. But belief alone doesn't win Super Bowls. We need Schneider to make the right moves, and we need these young players who are about to inherit bigger roles to actually deliver when the lights are brightest. This isn't panic time, but it is absolutely time to pay attention. Seahawks Nation, we've been through too much together to fold now. Stay locked in. Watch every move this front office makes. Hold them accountable. That's what real fans do. I'm Victor. This is Seahawks Nation Update. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know where your head's at on all of this.